Yes, that's great.
As COVID-19 is our country is really serious now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
think
that's true.
Vietnam social distancing campaign has been a failure.
Mhm. Now, the crisis of this COVID-19 in your country is now on its peak. And that's why we as the citizens of our countries, we should obey the laws. Right, Tracy?
Yes. But we can't stay in lockdown forever.
Yes, that's also right, Tracy. Because what should we eat? How could we buy things that we need if we don't do our jobs, right?
Yeah. I think we need to adapting and coexisting with the COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point of view from you, Tracy. That for you, because we already have this virus, we just need to adapt and coexist with this kind of virus.
Yeah. I think that just the vaccines and the drugs can reduce the death rate.
Mm-hmm. That's correct, Tracy. Now, vaccines were created to prevent the death toll, providing that this COVID-19 is really really can kill people. Yes, and the death rate of our country, it depends on now on how people adapt this vaccines, right?
Yeah. And how about COVID-19 in your country now, teacher?
Mm-hmm. In our country, I think we've got the same situation. The cases are still increasing, and the people are slowly embracing this vaccination to prevent increasing the fatality in terms of those COVID positive patients.
Oh, the same as my country's situation. How
Yes,
about can you go out to buy food and go to work?
Uh-huh. Now, Tracy, in our country, we are not in that strict lockdown. We can go out our homes and go to markets.
This is in my country now, so we are allowed to go out and buy food, and the soldier buy food for every house.
Now, the government provides it for you.
Yes, private.
So at least your government are providing goods for you, right, Tracy?
Yeah, it's providing. Thank you, because I'm not good at grammar and my vocabulary is poor. So can you help me to correct my grammar and give me the way to speak the better way?
Yes, that's right, Tracy. Now, that's one of the things that we are doing here at B2. We are going to listen on how you present your thoughts and ideas and correct your grammar structures, grammar errors, and of course, give you feedback on the latter part. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Now, Tracy, this time, I want you to ask, as you mentioned, you have poor vocabulary. Now, Tracy, do you usually learn vocabulary words?
No, I don't learn vocabulary quite often. Just sometimes when I learn my YouTube channel, sometimes I watch the movie with subtitle, and I see the new vocabulary.
Yes, that's right. Now, can you say it? I oftentimes watch movies with subtitles.
I often watch movie with subtitle.
Yes, there you go. Now, Tracy, in the beginning, we need to slow down our talking pace for us to at least pronounce the words correctly. Okay?
Yeah.
Very, very good. Now, at least I know that you do watch English movies with translations for you to learn vocabulary words. Now, Tracy, what movie or what is the latest movie that you've watched?
That's my favorite movie is Brex Prison. You know that movie? Brex Prison.
Brex Reason?
Yeah.
Can you type it? I haven't heard of that movie.
And that is famous movie in a Brex.
Mm-hmm. Can you type it for me? There, thank you. Okay. Now it's break prison.
Prison.
Okay, now let's say the word break.
Break.
All right. Now prison is only Prison. Okay, it's prison.
Yes, prison.
There. So thank you, Tracy. Now you've been watching Break Prison just lately, and it turned out to be your favorite movie.
Yes, and that's my favorite movie. Have you ever watched that movie?
I haven't watched it, but I do heard some about it, and they said that this was somehow based to someone's own escape.
Yes, that's not a man's try to escape prison.
Mm-hmm. And is it based on true story?
I think that's not true. So not true.
Mm-hmm. Now, some people would say that this movie was based on true story from Donald Hugh, who helped his brother Robert out of his juvenile detention center, right?
Yes. The guy is really talent and smart.
Yes. Now, really talented.
Talented, yeah.
And smart. So that's right. Now, of course, how can you get out of being in prison, right?
Yeah.
They are truly talented and smart. So thank you for sharing, Tracy. Now, Tracy, when you were able to watch Prison Break, were you able to acquire and learn new vocabulary words?
Acquire? What is that means?
Acquire.
Yes, supplier.
Okay, now let's say it one more. Acquire.
Acquire.
Very good. Acquire or to get, to learn. That's acquire.
I think just some vocabularies I'm kind of absent-minded, so I forgot after a second. No.
No, you were absent-minded, and that's why you forgot the vocabulary words that you just learned from the movie itself.
Yeah.
So that's all right, Tracy. Now, Tracy, on your own point of view, as a second learner or second language learner of the language English, Tracy, how do you learn vocabularies in English?
I think I should try to keep learning with me too. That's a good way to learn vocabulary.
Yeah.
And read the story or newspaper in English.
Yes, that's also right, Tracy. Very good. Now, one thing that I really like with here at B2 is that they are offering the different vocabulary words that you can use in a specific topic, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have our vocabulary words that we can use in terms of conversational learning, like here at B2. So that's the one. And Tracy, you mentioned that you do read newspapers or books in English. Yes, that's also a best way to learn new vocabulary words in English. Now, Tracy, what about your style on remembering those vocabulary words? How
Master.
how do you
This is
master?
how to master. I just write down and repeat it many times.
Yes, that's also a great way, Tracy, because if we write things down, our brain would always remember the things that we are writing, right?
Yeah.
And if we keep on repeating it for how many times, our brain would register those English words and we can start to remember those. So good job, Tracy. Now, Tracy, for how many years since you were learning the language English?
I think I will start at high school, then start high school. Then when I move, when I moved to Saigon, it's my current city now. That's I learned from my friend. That's a foreigner friend. She teach me in English in 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. But unfortunately, he died now. He passed away.
Oh, that's sad, Tracy, to hear. Now, you had this person who taught you to speak the language English.
Yeah, actually, he taught me for free in 2 years.
Wow.
Actually, we was best friend ever.
Wow, no, you were best friends forever. Because, yes, that's a great bond together with our friends, Tracy, to practice using a certain language. Just like here at B2, we are trying to just simple talk with things, and that's how we put into practice our English speaking skills. So very good, Tracy. Now, Tracy, you mentioned that you started learning English way back your high school years and with that friend, with your best friend who taught you for 2 to 3 years. Now, how was it? How was the process of learning the language English, Tracy?
I think that's the first time, and I cook for him. So then you teach me some easy work. Then we develop some more conversation or stances. Actually, but 3 years ago, I speak English pretty good. But now, in 3 years, I stopped learning English, so my English go down. So I almost forgot how to speak English again. So now I'm just glad. And
Yes, I can hear it, Tracy. Now, if we stop to use a language, we might really do forget how to pronounce some words and how to use those English words that we had in the past. That's why we are really highly encouraged to continue on practicing in our daily lives the language English, right, Tracy?
Yeah, but sometimes I feel disappointed because I'm speaking English at the beginner now. Like just like a teenager just learn now. So disappointed.
Yes. That's right, Tracy. Now, Tracy, by the way, you mentioned that you've with your best friend, you got to have conversation and sentences.
Yeah.
Can you say it one more? Sentences.
Sentences.
Okay. Now, Tracy, your manner of speaking is a little bit fast because I know that this is because you are confident already on how you present your thoughts and ideas in English. However, Tracy, the problem when we do speak too fast is that we forget to pronounce the words correctly. Now,
Yeah,
Tracy,
I see.
let's have it in a normal talking pace and at the same time have the proper pronunciation of the words. Okay?
Okay, so I will keep trying.
Yes, that's right, Tracy. Let's just keep on trying. And I'm here to correct those mispronounced words. Thank you, Tracy.
My husband and my friend also tell me I'm speak too fast.
Yes.
I know it's but I will try to fix it.
Yes, Tracy. You can later. I'll tell you the different tips on how to adjust your speaking pace. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Tracy, on a normal day, how many words can you learn?
It's normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yes, I should learn. I don't count the vocabulary I learn. Just maybe it's one day I don't learn any word, and other days I learn small word. So I don't count the word I learn.
There. Now, you don't have this kind of goal on learning the language English that you really need to count the number of words that you do learn and acquire each day. Now, instead, you just learn the words. It depends on the day.
Actually,
Okay.
actually I had a baby, so I'm pretty busy with my life. Let's cook and feed baby, take baby to bed, and go to work. So
Yeah,
a lot of things to do nowadays. So now I just COVID-19. I'm stay in lockdown, so I have a time to learn English at home.
Yes. Now, people would really say that because of this COVID-19 and this lockdown, people got really bored, nothing to do at home. Right, Tracy?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are investing on these applications like B2 to practice their English and at the same time to have someone to talk to.
Yes.
Then thank you for that, Tracy. Now,
I think that the good way to invent your future. That's invent your knowledge and invent your language.
Yes, that's right.
To know a second language. That's important skills.
Yes, that's right, Tracy. Especially that we are moving forward to a new wide world where English becomes a major language that other people are using, especially different industries.
Yeah.
Yes, because sometimes
I hope my English is better. I can speak fluently and knows more vocabulary to teach my daughter. That's my first goal. And the second goal, I want to change my job.
Yes, that's right, Tracy. Now, at least you have your motivations on why should you learn the language English. Now, as you mentioned, one is because of your child, you want to teach them also. And the other is you want to improve yourself for your job.
Yeah. It's maybe sometime, maybe in the near future, I will embrace to abroad. No, embrace.
No, you want to, or you do have the plan to go on abroad.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yes, let's hope for that, Tracy. Now, other people are really looking forward to travel abroad, especially after this pandemic, because they have greater plans with their lives.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Vietnam yet?
No, I haven't, Tracy. I haven't traveled any country or any places outside my hometown.
Oh, same as me. Spend life for studying, then after graduate, go to work, and have families now, busy with my life, own stay, so I don't have a time.
Yes, Tracy. Now we are, I think we're both the same, that we have different goals in life. We are focusing on our family and of course on how we grow our own careers, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Tracy. Now, Tracy, from your own experience of learning vocabulary words in English, now, Tracy, what are those good ways to learn vocabularies?
I think it's a good way to learn vocabulary that is what's a conversation in English. Then you repeat it many times and you memorize the vocabulary, the new vocabularies, and repeat it day by day.
Yes, those are great ways to learn English, Tracy. As you mentioned, it's good to listen and to watch movies with conversations in English. And you need to remember some vocabulary words. And you should put it into practice. Like you need to repeat the words and use those words in sentences in your daily living. Right?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Of course, for you to remember those English words. Right, Tracy?
Yeah.
Now, Tracy, as a second language learner of the language English, of course, now do you find it hard to learn vocabularies or English vocabularies?
I think it's really hard because I'm kind of, I told you in the previous, before, because I'm absent-minded, so I learned it and I forget it. But I think I will try to put the vocabulary in a sentence for the daily life. Try to remember it. That's I think the better way.
That's right.
Traditional learning.
Yes, that's right, Tracy. Now, it's great to hear that it comes from you, that you would like, that if you would really love and like to learn those vocabularies, you would put it into practice. You will use your new vocabulary words in your conversation in your daily life. So that's a great thing for us to remember vocabularies. Now, Tracy, according to the language experts, especially if you're a second degree learner of the language, it will surely be hard. It is truly hard to learn unfamiliar words, right?
Yeah.
Yes, like a while ago, we do experience it. Like when I told you the word acquire and you asked me, acquire, what acquire? That's one of the struggles that new language learners do face. So Tracy, for you, what are your tips for those new people who want to learn English?
That's my tip for new people. You mean my tip for learn?
For the other new learners in English.
The tip to learn English or what?
Your personal tips on how to learn English better.
I think they should have a goal to learn how many words a day and how many conversations a day, and try to repeat it and they go with how many hours they spend for learning English.
Wow, so those were great tips from you, Tracy. Of course, if it is really our goal to really learn the language English, we should create plans for us to acquire English more. Like what time would you start learning the language English? What are your agendas for today? Like how many words will you read? How many books would you finish for a week? And those are really a good start to learn the language English. Now, Tracy, you are really awesome. Now, this time, I want you to visit our vocabularies for this afternoon.
Yeah, I see.
Now, Tracy, can you read our vocabularies?
Which all of it?
Yes.
Vocabularies. Learn, repeat, word, memorize, write down, remember, sentence, learn something, learn how to read the W.
That's verb.
Verb, yeah.
Verb and the object. The verb and the object. Yes. So thank you very much. Now can you say it one more? Vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Good job. Larry. Vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Okay, you just have a little accent, but that's all right, Tracy. Now, Tracy, this time, can you create a sentence using the verb learn?
Learn. I will try to learn English to improve my English skill and to looking for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. So that's a great sentence there. Very good, Tracy. Now, Tracy, what about memorize?
Memorize. I need to memorize the vocabularies by repeat it every day, and let's repeat it many times nowadays.
There. By repeating it many times in a day.
In a day, yeah.
There. Can you say it? I would like to memorize vocabularies by repeating it many times in a day.
I would like to memorize the vocabularies many times in a day.
Okay. By repeating it many times in a day. So
yes,
that will be a great sentence there. Now, Tracy, thank you very much for joining my class for this afternoon. And I am so happy to have this friendly conversation with our topic on learning vocabulary with you.
Yes, thank you, Michelle.
Now, Tracy, as you mentioned, you were able to learn the language English with your best friend, and you were really fluent back then. However, your learning or your usage of the language English becomes staggered, and you stopped learning and using it. So that's why you're here again to try to remember and improve your English skills. Now, Tracy, I can hear that you're really confident and you have your command on using language English and on presenting your thoughts and ideas. So that's great. That's for your fluency. However, Tracy, as I mentioned earlier, your talking pace is a little bit fast. And that's one of the reasons why your words were rumbling as you say your sentence, and you've got a lot of mispronounced words there. Now, Tracy, for you to lower down your talking pace, I want you to be mindful. Don't be absent-minded. Be mindful on how you present your thoughts and ideas. Because if you do listen to yourself, you will really hear on how fast you present your sentence. Okay, Tracy?
I see. I will record it and here's my sentence.
Yes, you can do it, Tracy. And Tracy, just continue to watch English movies in English and also reading English books or news, because those things are really helpful on acquiring new English vocabularies. And please do have your English dictionary with you to be your best friend on your journey to learn new vocabulary words. thank you very much for today, Tracy, and